Let's talk about something most men never want to face, yet can't stop thinking about. How do you actually know if the woman you're with just slept with someone else? It's one of those uncomfortable questions guys secretly wrestle with, but rarely speak out loud. And here's the harsh reality. Women are far better at covering their tracks than most men realize. While guys often leave obvious clues, women operate differently. Their signals are subtle, psychological, and often hidden in plain sight. This isn't about paranoia or obsessing over every move she makes. It's about awareness. Because the truth is, human behavior leaves traces, especially when it comes to intimacy. Female psychology reveals patterns, and if you know what to look for, you'll spot the difference between normal behavior and the signs that she's just been with another man. Most men ignore these signs until it's too late. They chalk it up to mood swings, stress, or just her being her. But if you pay attention, you'll notice certain shifts in her body language, emotions, and even the little details she slips up on. So in this video, we'll break down 7 powerful indicators that reveal when a woman has recently been with someone else. 1. Sudden distance after intimacy. One of the biggest giveaways that something is off is when a woman suddenly pulls away from you after you've been intimate. Normally, when a woman is emotionally invested, intimacy tends to draw her closer. She'll want to cuddle, talk, or at least show some warmth. But when she's recently been with someone else, the dynamic changes. Instead of closeness, you may notice a subtle wall being built. This distance isn't always obvious. It might not look like outright rejection. Instead, it could be small things. She shifts away when you reach for her. Her body feels tense. Or she avoids lingering moments that used to come naturally. It's her subconscious protecting the emotional attachment she feels for the other guy while trying not to give herself away to you. What's interesting is that women are very good at rationalizing their behavior. She might tell herself that she's tired, stressed, or not in the mood. But what you'll notice is that this explanation starts popping up more often after intimacy, and not just occasionally. That pattern is your clue. Imagine you've just spent the night together, and normally she'd rest her head on your chest or talk to you for a while. But suddenly, she rolls over, grabs her phone, or says she needs to sleep right away. She seems emotionally checked out, even though the act just happened. That switch, going from closeness to coldness, can be a red flag that her intimacy is being shared elsewhere, and she's mentally conflicted about it. 2. Unusual glow or energy shift. Another sign that can quietly expose a woman who has just been with someone else is the sudden glow or unexplained shift in her energy. Think about it. Intimacy, especially when it's fresh or exciting, gives people a different kind of spark. For men, it may be confidence or satisfaction. For women, it often shows up as a radiant mood, playful energy, or even that afterglow look you can't quite put your finger on. Here's where it gets tricky. Women know how to disguise this. They might try to act normal around you, but subtle differences stand out if you're observant. She might seem unusually cheerful without reason, humming to herself, texting more than usual, or carrying herself with a lighter, more vibrant demeanor. It's the type of happiness that feels out of place, like she's getting fulfillment, but not from you. The glow doesn't just come from the physical act. It comes from the validation, the attention, and the thrill of secrecy. And if you're her main partner, this glow may sting because you'll sense the energy isn't being fueled by your connection. Let's say you meet her after a regular workday, and usually she's tired or complains about how stressful her job is. But this time, she's practically glowing, smiling for no clear reason, lighter in mood, more playful than usual. When you ask what's making her so happy, she shrugs it off or gives a vague excuse like, "Nothing, I just feel good today." That shift in energy, especially when it feels disconnected from anything you've done, could be a quiet signal that someone else has recently given her that boost. 3. Changes in how she touches you. Touch is one of the most revealing parts of human connection, especially in relationships. The way a woman touches you says a lot about where her emotions and attention are focused. When she's fully invested, her touch usually feels natural, whether it's reaching for your hand, brushing against you casually, or holding you a little longer during hugs. But when she's recently been with someone else, those little moments of physical affection often start to feel different. You may notice she avoids being as affectionate as before. The kisses might feel shorter, less passionate, almost mechanical. A hug that once lingered now ends quickly. Even in bed, the rhythm of how she holds you or responds to you may lack the same depth. It's not always about a complete withdrawal. Sometimes it's the opposite. She might suddenly become overly affectionate in moments that feel out of character, as if she's trying to overcompensate or mask something. What makes this shift stand out is the contrast. When a woman is consistent, her touch aligns with her emotions. But when she's juggling different connections, the energy behind her touch changes. It may feel hollow, distracted, or oddly forced. And as a man, you can sense it, because intimacy isn't just physical, it's emotional. When the emotion is elsewhere, her touch reveals it, even if she never says a word. It's that subtle disconnect you feel, but can't quite explain. She's still there, but not fully present with you. And deep down, you'll know the difference between genuine affection and touch that feels like it's just going through the motions. 4. Over-explaining simple things. One of the most interesting psychological shifts you'll notice in a woman who's hiding something is the way she talks about the small details of her life. Normally, when someone is telling the truth, they keep it simple. They answer a question directly and move on. But when guilt or fear of being exposed creeps in, the story often comes with unnecessary details, extra explanations, and little side notes that don't really matter. With women, this often shows up when you ask basic questions. Something as harmless as, "What did you do today?" suddenly comes with a 5-minute breakdown of errands, conversations, and play-by-play moments that you never asked for. At first, it might sound like openness, like she's sharing more. But if you listen closely, it can feel rehearsed or defensive, almost like she's trying too hard to make everything sound normal. The psychology behind it is simple. When someone is hiding something, silence feels dangerous. So they fill the space with words, hoping the over-explanation makes the story airtight. But ironically, the more they explain, the more suspicious it can feel. The energy is different. It's less about sharing and more about convincing. This doesn't mean every long story is a red flag. Plenty of women love to talk about their day. The difference is in the tone. If it feels like she's laying out evidence instead of casually telling you what happened, that's when you take note. Men often overlook this because it sounds like honesty, but in reality, over-explaining is often a shield for guilt. The moment you sense she's giving you too much detail for something simple, pay attention. It could be her subconscious way of covering tracks she doesn't want you to find. 5. Different scent or grooming habits. Scent is one of those things people rarely think about, yet it says so much. When you're close to a woman, you get used to how she naturally smells. Her perfume, her shampoo, her lotion, even her body chemistry. That familiarity becomes part of the bond you share. But when she's been with someone else, subtle shifts in her scent or grooming habits can give it away. Sometimes it's as obvious as catching a trace of cologne that isn't yours. Other times, it's more subtle, like her suddenly showering the moment she gets home when she never used to, or layering on perfume in situations where it doesn't make sense. These little changes may seem harmless on the surface, but when they appear out of nowhere, they can signal that she's trying to cover something up. It's not just about scent, though. Grooming habits can tell a story too. Maybe she starts putting extra effort into shaving, styling her hair differently, or wearing lingerie on random days when she previously didn't care. The attention to detail might look like self-care, but the timing is what matters. If these changes don't line up with how she usually behaves around you, then something may be going on. What makes this powerful is that scent and grooming are hard to fake consistently. People might hide emotions with words, but physical changes like this leave traces that are difficult to explain away. As a man, you don't need to become paranoid, but if your instincts are picking up on something unusual in how she smells, dresses, or prepares herself, trust that feeling. Those shifts are rarely random. 6. Quick mood swings or irritation. Another telling sign is when her moods begin shifting faster than usual, especially around you. Every relationship has ups and downs, but when a woman has recently been with someone else, her emotional balance can feel unstable. She might seem cheerful one moment, then irritated with you for no clear reason the next. This happens because guilt and divided emotions create tension. On the surface, she's trying to act normal, but underneath she's juggling conflicting feelings. Her bond with you and the fresh excitement she's getting elsewhere. That conflict leaks out as short tempers, unnecessary arguments, or sudden coldness. Small things that never used to bother her now set her off. You might feel like you're walking on eggshells, unsure what version of her you'll get. At the same time, there can also be forced kindness between those mood swings. One day she's snapping at you. The next, she's overly sweet, almost as if to make up for it. This back and forth isn't random. It's often the result of her emotional energy being split in two directions. The key here isn't just noticing mood swings, it's recognizing the shift in patterns. If she was normally calm and stable, but now flips between irritation and affection with no real cause, it's worth questioning. Men often write this off as stress or hormones, but when it lines up with other signs, it points to something deeper. The truth is, emotional consistency is hard to fake. When her moods suddenly feel unpredictable and directed at you without reason, it may be less about you and more about where her mind and her heart have been. 7. Inconsistent stories about her day. One of the most subtle yet telling signs is when a woman's stories start to conflict with each other. Everyone forgets details from time to time, but if you notice repeated inconsistencies, it's worth paying attention. When a woman has recently been with someone else, she may try to cover it up with half-truths, vague answers, or shifting explanations about her day. It's rarely about outright lying. Instead, it's about mental juggling. She wants to keep the new experience hidden while maintaining her routine with you. That means her narrative can wobble. She might forget she already told you something, or the details might change slightly each time she mentions them. For a man paying attention, these small contradictions start to add up. You'll notice patterns. She may suddenly be too busy when she's actually free, or mention places and people that don't quite align with what she said earlier. Simple questions like, "Where were you today?" or "Who were you with?" can trigger stories that feel rehearsed, uncertain, or missing pieces. This isn't about creating paranoia. It's about noticing what feels off. Human behavior leaves clues, and inconsistencies are one of the clearest indicators of someone juggling secrets. When paired with other signs, changes in touch, mood, or energy, it becomes a pattern you can't ignore. The takeaway is simple. Trust your observations. If her stories about the day suddenly don't add up, it's a signal worth noting. Men who overlook this often catch themselves surprised later, realizing they sensed something was wrong all along. Sometimes, no matter how much you care, she's already checked out, mentally, emotionally, or physically, before you even realize it. That glow, the sudden distance, the subtle shift in touch or energy, it's not always about you. And here's the controversial part. Staying blind to these signs is often what keeps men trapped in relationships where they're not truly the priority. But this isn't about scaring you. It's about awareness. I want you to recognize these patterns, not obsess over them, and understand female psychology on a level most men never do.